Hello money team, how are you guys doing? I really hope that you're doing great. On this other side, I am fantastic, thank you. Now I want to warmly welcome you to another episode of WEKA Shillings with the money team. In case you're new here, hi, my name is Ms Rombo and it's always a pleasure having you around. Of course, if you're hearing this for the very first time, well, WEKA Shillings is a series that airs every Tuesday and it has been dedicated towards talking about all things finances, and the goal here as money team is to definitely improve our future financial life. Well, if that is something that you are interested in, all you have to do is start saving with us. Now, without further ado, let's get to the video.
WEKA Shillings with the money team.
Welcome back. Now, in today's class, which is a continuation of our previous class, which aired about a week but one ago. Now, in that episode, I introduced to you guys a very powerful topic called budgeting. With that said, let's introduce the topic of discussion for today, which is going to be some of the things that would make a good budget. Now, without further ado, let's begin with the first one. Everything starts with your mind. How you picture something or how you feel about something, and how and to what degree you believe in something or believe about that thing. It starts with your mindset. Set a goal for yourself. Have it monthly, have it weekly, have it quarterly, have it yearly, whichever one works for you. But I hope that you can create a goal that you can actually timiza, for lack of better words. Now, there can never ever be a successful budget running out there without money. You have to know for sure, to the very shilling, every dollar, every coin that comes into your account, especially when you have irregular amounts of money coming in. Now, a good budget has to be accurate. You really need to be very intentional with the number. It needs to be accurate to the very dime, to the very dollar, to the very shilling, to the very coin. What is the point of having a budget or creating a budget if your main goal is not to save? Now, you've sat yourself down and you have, charmed your mind into having this space or having the right mindset, to creating a budget. Also, then you sit down and create a goal. Okay, and then now you are moving forward into actualizing your plans. So you need to access your income, okay? And then the next one is having your expenditure in place. And lastly is knowing what you are saving on in order to actually make your goals come to life. Now, with all these plans in set, or with this procedure or this loop, you need to actually always sit down and review this particular budget, and it has to be as regular as possible. And I'm just going to give you a very perfect example of someone who is very open with their reviews and budgeting and all that, and that is Incase. I want to believe so many of us have stumbled upon her videos. Now, with all that discussed, I lastly want to discuss some of the things or some of the common things that tunajikutanga tukieka kwa budget. Okay, so because we decided we're going to be working with the 50-30-20% rule, which in this basis 20% is what goes into the savings. So you need to have an item of where you channel that savings account. Okay, so that one is very personal, so I don't think I'd want to discuss that as a group. Okay, so what I'm going to dwell on is the 50%, which is always our basics or our needs, and the 30%, which is always our wants. Okay, so what goes into the 50%? Shall we look into that? Okay. So, in our 50% category, we're going to be putting our rent in there. We are going to be putting our grocery shopping. And then the third one is prescriptions. So if you're someone who Medicine is a basic need. I think you need to factor it into your need. Fourthly is a category that I'd love to name as daily incidental, and this basically is just expenses that you incur on a daily basis. That would be your traveling expenses, airtime, some of those now those what are they called, the perishable groceries here, like unabai sukuma ya 10, unanunua mkate nini. These are things that you actually spend on daily or very oftenly in a week. Lastly is any transaction fees that so long as any transaction you make, you need to actually budget for it. That's it for the 50% or the basic need bit. Okay, now let's talk about some of the things that you can place into your wants category, which is basically just entertainment, something that you can actually do without, but then again you can do without, if that makes sense. What are the things that you can include in your entertainment list? Let's start with your wardrobe, clothes. Anytime you need upgrade and all that, you actually need to budget for that so that you don't stumble upon money meant for other things. Okay. Secondly, miscellaneous. Let's say a friend amefiwa ama mtu amekufa and you need to actually contribute towards, the welfare and what that kind of thing. These are not things that always pop up every single day, but they can always pop up anytime. So you need to actually, have a budget for miscellaneous. Thirdly, our special events. These are things like birthdays, you need to gifts, you need to do things for yourself for those special occasions. You know them, Christmas, Nini. These are things that maybe we forget to put in our budget, but they are of necessity because you'll find yourself actually spending on them. Another thing is personal care. Basically, personal care is stuff like going to the salon, going to make your nails. If you're a guy, grooming yourself, kunyo, kunini. Next is subscriptions, and this goes to people who actually have all these things going on, like Netflix, Showmax. You're paying for GoTV, or you're paying for whatnot, anything that is termed as entertainment and you feel like you need to pay for it monthly and it's actually a membership, a subscription. I think that is something that you also need to factor into your budget. Okay, another thing that I love putting in budget is anything to do with guests. If you're someone who loves hosting, if you're someone who gets guests here and there, that is something that you need to put in your budget, because you'll find yourself going an extra mile to actually go into your pocket to do the most, and this definitely will be sucking away some of the money that came into your account, and it can be very cumbersome for you to actually track that because it's not something that you had thought of putting in the budget. So I feel like you need to put it in there. Okay, somewhere, just find a spot for it. Okay. And another thing, if you are living alone, you will always feel the need to always improve your life, your household appliances and all that. Let me just cap this up into the home improvement bit. This is actually something that you need to factor into your budget if you're looking into doing so many things regarding home improvement. Now, with all that said, I hope this video was very, very helpful. And before I log off, as I always say, don't forget to be kind to one another. Now, till my next video, which will be about creating the budgets practically, step by step with you guys. For now, bye bye.